The next thing you have to check for are your horizontal asymptotes. And horizontal asymptotes are something that is considered when x is approaching either a really, really large positive or really, really large negative number. When we get into our next lesson stuff, we're going to talk a little bit more about checking end behavior as you approach a large positive and a large negative number. So that all tells you, how does this graph act? So if we were to look at the first example up here, we've got 2x over x plus 1. The difference now is we've got an x value up in our numerator. We didn't have that before, so that's going to change how what happens when we put in these numbers. So I'm going to go with 10,000. Yep. Okay. So we talked about it in class when we're talking about, magnitudes of numbers and how much difference something's going to make. When we plugged in a really large value of x, this plus 1 in the denominator really doesn't make a difference anymore. It's not that we don't respect that it's there. It's just that it's not a big enough number to cause there to be much sway with that. So we think about it as this. And again, it's not because the plus 1 isn't there. It's because it's not big enough for us to really do anything with. So this relationship would be 2 times 10,000 over 10,000. Well, that would cause that to cancel out. This is getting into your calculus concepts, folks. And we're getting an overall value left of 2. Okay, we haven't had an example, I don't think yet, where we've got an asymptote where the numerator ended up being larger than the denominator. We've had a lot where the denominator gets really, really big, so it approaches 0 because the numerator stays small. With, sorry, with this one, the numerator is essentially doubling what the denominator is. So there's going to be a horizontal asymptote at y equals 2. And we show that over here. So example A, I moved it all the way down here for my cutting and pasting easiness. Ha ha ha. This is the exact graph of what is happening over here. Therefore, horizontal asymptote at y equals 2. And the only time that really comes into play is if we were asked to find the range. Notice a lot of these questions, because the graphs are really wonky and look kind of crazy, they only ask for domains. And unless it was a really obvious graph like this one, I probably would only be asking for domains. Okay, so domain for this one, x such that we've got a vertical asymptote in the denominator. If x was -1, x can't be -1, x is a set of the real. Come on, don't do it. Don't pick violence. Okay, 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 okay. We're just going to come back to that. Okay. No, you're doing it. You're picking violence. Okay, what am I going to do this time? Can I